Michigan football shows it's a QB away from dethroning Ohio State. Sean Windsor, Detroit Free Press published 4:17 p.m. ET November 25, 2017, updated 5:36 p.m. ET November 25, 2017. John O'Korn is emotional after the 31-20 loss to Ohio State on Saturday, November 25, 2017 at Michigan Stadium. George Sipple, Detroit Free Press. Wolverines were undone by their inability to keep their best QBs healthy. Watch for Rashawn Gary to wreck opponents in 2018. Free Press sports columnist Sean Windsor provides his 3 takeaways immediately after Michigan's 31-20 loss to Ohio State on Saturday at Michigan Stadium. Michigan shows something. For a while Saturday afternoon at Michigan Stadium, it looked like Jim Harbaugh was headed for the most important win of his tenure in Ann Arbor. A win that would have made a statement, settled a chunk of the fan base, silenced the critics, at least for a while, and up for a promising season next year. That last part could still happen. These Wolverines are young, and they played without a reliable quarterback in yet another loss to Ohio State. Brandon Peters, the redshirt freshman, didn't clear concussion protocol. That left John O'Korn, the embattled senior. O'Korn struggled to complete simple passes against the Buckeyes, and despite a fine performance by the running game and a valiant effort from the defensive, the lack of a passing game was too much to overcome. In the end, as Ohio State wrapped up another win, those left in the stadium were mostly dressed in red. Which was fitting, because the Buckeyes have owned this rivalry for more than a decade. That lost again Saturday is not a surprise. The bigger stunner is they stayed in the game so long. And while it may be heresy to suggest this, the Wolverines' performance tells us something. That is, as long as Harbaugh can find and develop a quarterback. This season, the team was undone by its inability to keep one healthy. That's not an excuse. Just reality. Observations. Michigan's missed opportunities loom large versus OSU. A final word about O'Korn. The beleaguered quarterback regressed this season. Simply put, he could never get out of his own way. What looked like a promising debut at Purdue, if you don't count the 2 series he got against Florida, turned into a painful week-to-week exhibition of self-doubt and second-guessing. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh discusses the disappointing 31-20 loss to Ohio State in the regular season finale Saturday, November 25, 2017 at Michigan Stadium. Nick Baumgartner, Detroit Free Press. It wasn't that he didn't have the arm, or the feet, or the understanding of where to do and what to do. It's that when the ball was snapped, he couldn't relax, and slow the game down. From the very first series against the Buckeyes, O'Korn had opportunities to make plays. He overthrew Tyrone Wheatley on 3rd down the first time had the ball. Wheatley was wide open. It got worse from there. Harbaugh convinced O'Korn to come to Ann Arbor because he saw the talent. What he couldn't have known is O'Korn didn't have the ability to harness the talent, and that's too bad. Few things in sports are more difficult than watching some flail. Rashawn Gary set up for a dominant 2018. The 6'5", 281-pound sophomore runs as well as any defensive lineman in college football. His combination of size, speed, quickness and power should give him a long career on Sundays. And yet, Gary's play this year, until Saturday, hasn't been as consistently ferocious as it could be. Against the Buckeyes, Gary showed that motor all afternoon. Not only did he have 2 sacks, but consistently got into the backfield and chased running backs to the sideline on the read option handoff the Buckeyes rely so heavily on. Gary was a big reason UM's defense held Ohio State to 350 yards on offense, a stat padded with late garbage yards. Next season, the Wolverines will lose Mo Hurst, who has been UM's best lineman this season. His interior presence won't be easy to replace. But as good as Hurst has been, he doesn't have the talent Gary does. And if Gary works this offseason like he did the last, he should be as disruptive a force at the line of scrimmage as has had in years. Ask Nick, 3 Michigan football players to watch in 2018.